guys see here, and this is gonna be kind of odd video. I'm gonna go over a couple of things, not really that specific, but I'm gonna look over um the Wednesday Night Wars so far, between NXT and AEW Dynamite. I'll give my thoughts on AEW, and I'm also going to go over the controversial Hell in a Cell pay-per-view from last week, and I'll give my thoughts on that. I'll give my thoughts on the main event, and yeah, let's start off with the Hell in a Cell event. So hold on, let me just the camera a little. There we go. Just had to back it up a small bit. So I saw Hell in a Cell live. Although I will say first thing I'm going to go into is the show, like, in general, was not, like, really planned for. Apparently there was 4 matches that was actually not impromptu. There were, not counting the pre-show match, there were 8 matches on the show. So half the matches were impromptu. That's not a good start. But they were also focusing on the season premiere of Raw, as well as the debut of SmackDown on Fox. So the focus wasn't really on their pay-per-view. Let's go over, I'm going to skip over the Natalya-Lacey Evans match because I didn't see it. I will say, due to the not good marketing, I had no idea there was a pay-per-view on. So I hopped onto the network, and I found it was already on, so I was like, okay. I hopped in right after the Becky Lynch-Sasha match, which I hear it was really good. I have not rewatched the pay-per-view to check. From the looks of it, it was a very good match. I feel like it could have gone a bit later because it's a Hell in a Cell match, and also it's for a championship. But it was a good match. I heard it was the match of the night, so... The first match I did see was Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns versus Rowan and Harper. I thought it was solid. Most people thought it was a solid match. It was good. I want to say it was one of the matches that was not impromptu. I have no idea which ones were and which ones were not. So I know, like, I feel like the Becky Lynch Sasha one was planned. The same with the Bayley Charlotte one. Obviously the main event was. So there's one more match that is not impromptu. I don't know which one it is. So, yeah. Probably the Viking Raiders one, but I'll get to that in a minute. But the crowd was apparently very into the Becky Lynch vs. Sasha match. They were fairly into the Daniel Bryan Roman Reigns match. They were there for all the big spots, and overall it was a solid match. For me, the starting match of the show. For everyone else, it was a solid match after the incredible Becky Lynch-Sasha match. Next, we had Randy Orton versus Ali. Not calling him that. I'm calling him Mustafa Ali. Ali is a stupid name. Like, just by itself. Same with Andrade. It sounded better with the full title, in my opinion. But whatever. This match was definitely impromptu. I heard this one was impromptu, for sure. It was a very good match. They had definitely some creative spots, especially near the end with the RKO reversal, and then when Randy actually did hit the RKO, reversing one of Ali's moves. It was very good. Then it was the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, versus the Kabuki Warriors, aka Asuka and Kairi Sane. I don't really get how they got a match for the title, because they lost, I believe, in the 2 weeks prior. So they did nothing to earn it, but whatever. To be honest, the booking of the Kabuki Warriors until now is pretty bad. They never really booked them to be winners. Asuka, after her one women's title reign, after she already lost some grace losing at Mania, she just kind of lost her way a little bit, and she still kind of is. But she, in the match itself, she still showed that she knew how to wrestle. I will say one thing, that Kairi Sane eye poke that spawned a bunch of gifs on Twitter, that was great. I love that. But anyway, in the end, the Green Mist I enjoyed seeing. It's a nice callback to Tajiri among others. It was a nice way to get some heel heat because no one really knew who was the heel and who was the face in that one. No one really knew. So there you go. After that, we had the OC, which was AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson. Yay. Versus the Viking Raiders, who are Ivar and Eric. I know they're not very recent call-ups because I remember the Viking Experience. Never forget the Viking Experience as a name. Never. And a partner of their choosing, which was Braun Strowman. Woo. Real exciting person there. They had options there that they could have had like a very surprise. They could have even called someone up from like NXT or something, but no, Braun Strowman. And of course, after Strowman was tagged in, he just destroyed everyone in the OC. They attacked him and were disqualified to boos. Many a boos. The match was already kind of disliked, but the ending made people really not happy. That's going to be a theme. Very soon, that's going to be a theme. That was the beginning of that theme. But anyway, it ended after they attacked him, and they got beat up again. The Styles knockout thing was funny though, where it was like stumbling around everywhere and like flopped over. That was all right. That was good. That was a good job selling. But also, the only reason they had that happen was because they had to book Strowman for his match against that Is it Cain Velasquez? It was somebody. And I have to look into who that was. I know he's going against some whatever. It doesn't matter. It's really not that important. But I will still look it up. Anyway. Tyson Fury, that's who it was. Tyson Fury. That's going to be edited in post. So y'all don't have to sit here for like 20 seconds while I just look at my screen and Google. Yeah. Anyway. So the reason they did that whole punch thing was because they had to set up for Tyson Green and Braun Strowman doing their thing that no one really cares about. I mean, I'm sure there's some people who care, but I'm not one of them. But yep. So they were just like, give him the Big Show knockout punch. Yeah, do that. Bury the OC further. Yes. Which kind of sucks because they were awesome in Japan and on the Indies, and as well as TNA a little, kind of. Yeah. Especially AJ Styles. He went from the longest reigning WWE champion to kind of jobbed out to Daniel Bryan during the title match, and then since then he's just been. He's caught the infection that was the OC before, or just the club, I guess, back then, where they never won. They never won anything, and they still don't. And now it's passed on to AJ, and I hate it. Because they deserve a lot better. Literally, AJ Styles is the US champion. They still have him jobbing, and I don't like it. I don't know, maybe he's winning on TV, but he's losing. I don't watch TV that often. At least not Raw or SmackDown or really NXT. I've watched a bit of NXT, but he just never wins on pay-per-view anymore. Next, Chad Gable versus King Corbin. I'm not going to call him Shorty Gable. That's stupid. Not happening. And they're going to try to push it. Ain't nobody want that name. Everyone on Twitter hates that name. Sorry, I just had to adjust the camera. I saw it was shifting a little. No one likes that name, including me. So, I'm just going to keep calling him Chad Gable, or just Gable. I don't care. Anyway, he won with the roll-up. Enough said, there wasn't really anything that interesting in that match. I mean, they started calling him Shorty after the match, so it's official now. Also in the YouTube channel, they had him as Shorty Gable when they had him in a video on a match. So it's his name now. Great, just great. So stupid, so stupid. He's not even that short. Well, he's like, compared to like the people here, yeah, he's short. But compared to an average person, he's not that short. Also, I saw on Twitter, I don't know if it's true, but I'm going to say it is. Fun fact, someone that was the same height as him, Eddie Guerrero. Enough said. Anyway, then we got to the SmackDown Women's Championship. There was no point to this happening because it got negated literally a week later. So, Charlotte won by submission. Sort of heel Bayley had a temper tantrum, became full heel Bayley on Friday. Charlotte won her, I think was it 9th or 10th? I think it was 9th. Oh. I think it was 9th, but it might have been 10th. I'll check. I got this. Oh, nope, 10. And her 5th time winning the SmackDown Women's title. So unnecessary. It's been 4 years, WWE. 4. It's been 4 years since she came up to the main roster, and she has been given way too many different reigns already. Mainly because most of them last like a week. So, just great. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Because Bayley won it back literally a week later. So there was no point to this happening. Great. Now it's time for the main event. Yep. Let's break this down a little. Basically, I'm gonna cut off the last like 10 minutes of the match, or not 10 minutes, but like the last bit. You know what I'm talking about. The last part where Seth was just destroying the Fiend and nothing happened, except for that. And we'll put in the normal match. First of all, the Fiend's entrance is it's great. It's been great since he started being the Fiend. It's awesome. And Seth Rollins did his usual thing, whatever. And so the match itself, until like the near ending, it's pretty solid so far. Everyone really complained about the red lighting, but I thought it was kind of a good idea because it also builds the atmosphere of, one, the Fiend being creepy, and two, the whole hell in Hell in a Cell. Because they already have the red cage, and it looks honestly not that great when it's not covered in lights. It looks kind of dumb. So add the lights, and it looks a bit cooler. So yeah, there you go. So I like that decision that they had the lighting. And I honestly didn't really mind the match. I thought it was honestly kind of good until the ending. Even the part where, I'm going to get into that now, where Seth was just kind of curb stomping. He put in the pedigree. He hit him with all these weapons. I will say the neck snap move, Jesus Christ. I didn't see, when he did that on Finn Balor, I didn't see it. So, that was my first time watching that neck snap, and Jesus Christ, it is horrifying to see the first time. Ooh, that looks like he actually like half snapped his neck, and that's not okay. But anyway, now on to the final part. I honestly didn't mind where he just kept beating up on the Fiend. I thought it was honestly kind of a good idea because it builds the Fiend up as this monster, especially when he takes like a chair shot to the face. That ladder gets thrown on him. He gets hit with a toolbox. Like, all that was pretty good. But then the referee warned Seth Rollins about using a sledgehammer, and then he called the match due to him using a sledgehammer. That's That's a very stupid. Considering, I will put up an image in a second right beside me, right here, of Triple H using a sledgehammer in a Hell in a Cell, and it being allowed. And bam. Look at it. He's just wrecking Vince McMahon with a sledgehammer. The referee doesn't care. So how about that? But to say that the audience was unhappy is a massive understatement. The crowd in the actual arena was booing. They were chanting refund, BS. They were chanting AEW. On Twitter, everyone was going off on it. And I will admit, Nick Jackson, or was it Matt Jackson? I don't know. One of the Young Bucks just simply posted that a new episode of AEW Dynamite will be, or AEW Dynamite will be back on Wednesday, on the next Wednesday, which, that's just genius. To just be like, yeah, you know what, free publicity, use it. So, that's just, such a stupid ending. Just a universal hatred that ending got. Someone, I didn't get a picture, but someone actually changed the Wikipedia article. I mean, it was changed right back pretty quickly, but someone did change the Wikipedia for like a couple minutes due to the massive complaint. It's great. I did see it, but I couldn't snap a picture, unfortunately. Just also, another thing that was trending after the event was hashtag cancel WWE Network. That's not good. That's not good at all. So, and a bunch of people post on Twitter that they did cancel it. So there you go. That was a mess, to put it simply. That was a big mess for WWE. They knew that they messed up because they didn't even mention it on Monday, the day after. They didn't even they mentioned the match very briefly, and that was it. Seth Rollins made no appearance that night. I think the Fiend might have, but it barely matters. Actually, yeah, I think he did. But that just bad. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on Hell in a Cell. I do notice that we're at 18 minutes, so I am going to cut this off here. I will make a part 2 that will come up like probably like 10-15 minutes after the first one pops up. So yeah. Alright. I'm going to cut this off here, so if you enjoyed, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video. Goodbye.